good shit, pal. Hey, well, because my middle name, Vicious Circle Flip.
I'm gonna put you in an armbar.
Ow! I quit! Can we stop this now, Edwin? The main event.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Ed Felix.
And I'm your co-host live from the Phoenix metropolitan area, P. Whitty.
And this is the Jobbing to Jabronis Wrestling Podcast, or as all of our friends call it, How Have These Guys Not Been Diagnosed?
Yes, we watch this crap, so you don't have to.
That's right. So let's get right in a Friday night SmackDown, and goddamn was this hard to get through.
I'm awake again, sorry.
Absolute snooze fest, but really living up to our motto here. We really put up with the pain, almost quit, which Paul will tell you about later, just to get you this recap. So let's get right into it. Show kicks off with the announcement that we're gonna have a contract signing for the tag team unification title match, and wow, that's 2 contract signings back to back. I cannot wait for the contract signing next week for the 24/7 title match at WrestleMania Backlash. That's going to be a banger.
I mean, call me crazy, but I mean, I'm all for the contract signings, but I thought they were like once a pay-per-view, not once a week.
That's what they used to be. It really diminishes the impact of people flipping tables over when it happens every week.
I mean, unless Fox executives are getting these statistics, they're saying like, we need more Adam Pearce in the ring in a suit that is really scoring with a 35-year-old premenopausal woman.
It's one more people getting beat. Like Drew Gulak got beat up last week. It's like the how we were saying last week, the writers are always influenced by what's on TV and stuff. So I think these writers have been watching a little bit too much of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. So they said, we're going to have Drew Gulak go out there and Charlotte is just going to beat his ass. And it's not cool, man. It's not cool.
Oh, and let's see. So Drew Gulak, he started out first as a referee, right? Then backstage announcer. Then last night timekeeper. Next week, is he going to be janitor? Backstage, like working with Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
That would be an upgrade to what he's doing right now. And then what else? I think they announced something else. What was that, Paul?
The main event. We're going to have Ronda. I like to call her a rousing, not Rousey. Shotzi, Charlotte, and Aaliyah. Everyone's favorite wrestler, Aaliyah. In the main event. Yes, Aaliyah is in the main event. This is going to be the most amazing main event in history. It's such a privilege for me to be in this main event, in this I Quit challenge.
I just hope.
Wait. I mean, did anyone have any thought that Aaliyah was going to beat Charlotte Flair anyway in the main event? I don't know. Wait! Don't tap out, Edwin! You're tapping out, aren't you?
I'm pretty close.
Don't tap out. Don't tap out. But, because, wait, that's the main event. Wait, isn't the main event supposed to be the most exciting part of the match? Or part of the card?
Yeah, like usually they do something exciting, like, I don't know, a steel cage match or something for the main event.
But Edwin, let's do the reverse wrestling orgasm. Let's do the boring part at the end. Let's start with your steel cage match at the beginning. What do you say?
Let's do it. I was hoping. Here's where they missed out. I think the main event would have been just as exciting as the cage match, which also was not that exciting. If they just had Ricochet come out and interview Aaliyah after her big win in the main event of SmackDown.
And what would that sound like? Ooh, it's slappy. You're Ricochet. Edwin is Aaliyah. Aaliyah, that was a great match. You fought really hard. What do you think about your... Wait, did you win? I don't remember. Was that a win or a loss? I forget.
Huh. Well, I know I didn't tap out, and Charlotte tried to beat my ass, but she couldn't really get to me. I don't know why I sound like Mickey Mouse. Um,
It works. It works. But hey, maybe later on you and I can tap out together. What do you say?
let's do it.
Flappy, that went creepy. That's not SmackDown. Family entertainment. I apologize.
But yeah, I think you're right. Nobody on the Rock's green earth thought that Shotzi and Aaliyah would come out the victors out of this, and yeah, I don't know why they're wasting time on all this when we all know the clear draw is just having Aaliyah talking to Ricochet backstage.
Yeah. Well, and actually, now that I think about it, the main event really had nothing to do with Aaliyah or Shotzi or Ronda Rousey. In Vince McMahon's mind, what was the main event? Pritchard, I want to see Charlotte kick Drew Gulak's ass at the end. That's the main event.
That's right. We are getting a little ahead of ourselves here, so let's actually introduce the viewers to the first match we saw on SmackDown.
The Steel Cage.
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had E there for.
Oh wait, did I? Oh shit, did I?
Oh no! I just didn't move my page down enough. My apologies.
Do you see the letters there? They're all.
Now I'm good. No.
Okay, cool.
It was my screw up.
No worries.
I was up late last night trying to stay awake for this thing and falling asleep because the first match is a culmination of the most amazing feud I've seen in years between Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. A feud so hot that it must be held inside an 18-foot steel cage, which makes total sense because Sami Zayn keeps escaping Drew. So a better way to settle this than a match where the sole goal is Sammy trying to escape from Drew inside the steel cage. But the more I thought about it, okay, the feud was kind of decent. It started with a slow burn. But even after these 4 weeks, why does Drew care enough to hate Sammy?
Yeah,
is finding someone just slightly annoying worth a cage match? Like, if I go to an open mic comedy show, if I find a comedian slightly annoying, I'm just going to walk away. I'm not going to challenge him to like a lumberjack match. I mean, like, okay, take this, like, today in history, wrestling history, that is, a DDT barely hurts you. But being slightly annoying and wearing a Fidel Castro getup, the man's being killed? Isn't the thought process kind of backwards right now?
Yeah, Drew's kind of coming off as a huge asshole here, isn't he?
Jerk. I'm just surprised he didn't just like lock the cage door, proceed to rub KY jelly all over his claymore, and then grab his big Viagra sword and just take care of Sammy right there in cage.
What do the rules say about that? Because he seems to carry a sword just as an intimidation factor, when there's been a couple times when it would clearly be useful, like when he helped RK Bro after they got jumped by the Usos. The one time this guy should walk out there with his sword, he just walks out there barehanded to fight 3 guys.
Yeah. It's crazy. But, and to think, Sammy could have easily won that match when he was climbing the cage. He was pretty much there. All he had to do was drop down. Or if Vince McMahon had given Sami Zayn one of his VKM haircuts, like he has everyone he doesn't like Mandy Rose and Otis and everyone else, if he had not had a haircut, if he had had a haircut, he would have won.
He would have been good. That's right. Nothing, or just wrestle with his hat on. That way, Drew comically just swipes off his hat and loses the match. And Sammy drops to the floor.
or I get it. Sammy does escape. Remember the olden days when you could escape through the door and get out and look back. And then, hey, how about this? Sammy somehow cheats, get out the door, Drew is on his way out, Sammy slams the door on Drew's head, causing a concussion. Then he steals his sword and runs to the back again.
Quite the opener. What's our rating on this?
And there, Drew actually has something to be upset about too. Well, given the rest of the show, I say that's good shit, pal. But with a very low bar. Plus, at least they didn't put me to sleep. Yet.
I really thought this would be the episode where every segment gets an I quit, but you're right. It's impossible because the bar is set so low. At least something has got to be good shit.
And they both put on a decent... I mean, it wasn't a bad match. I mean, Sami Zayn does it. They both played their part well.
Yeah.
So it may be stupid, but we have very low expectations.
It may be stupid, but they tried. And then...
They try to thrive on low expectations, right, honey?
That's right. And then we get the reason. I didn't watch a full episode of SmackDown in 5 years. Baron Corbin comes out to the ring in his full Pitbull cosplay. Mr. Worldwide over here. He talks about how Madcap Moss did him dirty because, his pun game is just so insane. He makes Corbin look like a giant pile of unfunny shit every time he comes out. And to destroy Madcap Moss mentally, destroy his spirit, he's going to go ahead and destroy Madcap's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle greatest Royal Rumble trophy. All right. So,
which again, I knew they couldn't destroy that trophy because a CFO. I mean, there's no way we can replace that with all of Cody's fireworks on Raw. So I kind of knew what was going to happen to some degree.
Yeah, and somebody wins that trophy every year, but I'm pretty sure there's only one. You really think they're printing out a different trophy every year? They don't have that kind of money. Every time.
Well, they did until they started having to do all these fireworks on Monday nights.
Yeah, every time Cody makes his entrance, a WWE shareholder loses his wins.
Yep.
Anyway, so Baron Corbin has his lackeys bring out the trophy. But, Madcap, that guy, not only is he an amazing punster, he's also really sneaky. Sneak 100 level. So he sneaks behind Baron Corbin, who, this is WWE. Spatial awareness doesn't exist. There's no way he could have known he was right behind him.
No way. No.
So Madcap, proceeds to beat Corbin like a bad pun. And just like that, we got Madcap Moss versus Pitbull at WrestleMania Backlash, baby.
The dream match that nobody wants. But did you notice, though, when Madcap picked up that sledgehammer, how hard he threw it out of the ring?
He did. He was swinging that shit, man. I'd never seen Triple H swing that thing that hard.
Granted, it's probably only 1 pound. It's probably not even a pound. It's probably a styrofoam. But I was like, man, that was a real sledgehammer. Someone in the audience could have gotten killed.
It's like that. It was like 10 years ago when Brock Lesnar threw a car door by the entrance ramp, and I think a piece flew off and hit someone. It was really devil may care attitude. But
and okay, am I the only one that when Madcap knew that his statue of Andre was safe, thought he was going to French kiss the statue when he was looking at it?
He did make pretty intense eye contact with it. That was a connection.
I mean, that was maybe it's just me, but it seemed hotter than some Lifetime movies I've seen. Maybe it's just me. But.
And just like that, our 3 minutes are over. I'm going to give this segment and I quit because this really wore away at my stamina for the rest of the show. Can I get an I quit, Slappy?
I quit! I quit! I quit! Is this show over yet? Please? Is it over? No, Slappy. It's only just begun. You know who's next? Our favorite match of the week. Well, not really. Ricochet versus Skanky. Oh, and man, when that match started, all I could think about was last week's interview again. How excited I was as Aaliyah was getting Ricochet all pumped up as they both touched their chests or whatever.
Talking about hardcore
Oh,
training.
but Ricochet, stanky. Oh, and did you notice, by the way, when did they change Ricochet's music? His theme song.
Yeah,
It's total garbage now. Like everything else pretty much on the music, but it used to be a lot better, didn't it?
he had a total banger before. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw him in Phoenix like 3 years ago, and I remember that was probably the loudest reaction I saw that weekend. He had some, I don't know, more
He was
techno
amazing.
type thing. Yeah, and that was just
Yeah.
generic rock riff number 55.
Oh, wait. I bet you I know what happened. Betcha Leah's cousin is trying to get in the music industry. And she asked Ricochet, do you think you could use my cousin Billy's music for your theme song? It would mean a lot to me. What do you think?
That makes sense to me. So she's the one that replaced
That works for me, Leah.
CFO.
That works for me, Leah.
That's right.
Oh, and what's up with Michael Cole? The entire match, he's like, look at the size differential between these men. How does that help Ricochet by always reminding the audience that he's not that big a man? That never worked for me in the bar with my wingman. Hey, look at him. Look how big and fat he is versus all these other guys. Chick, come get him.
Or just straight up reminding us that it's not a real sport. Like calling attention to the fact, like, what was the last boxing match you watched with, 100-pound dude fighting a 400-pound beast?
I mean, the only one I think has worked was David and Goliath, and that was like hundreds of years ago.
Wait, I've never heard of that story. Does that? Huh.
That was in one of the Testaments.
Oh, no, wait. You know what? No, I remember it now because they mention it 50 fucking times per show.
Every Daniel Bryan match back in the day. I mean, okay, but to be fair, this was a pretty entertaining match for those that can't wait to watch some USFL football tonight, Saturday night. I mean, it was definitely worthy like a Philadelphia Stars versus Houston Gamblers game. I'll give it that.
What rating do we have for this match?
In a Leah voice, I quit, Ricochet. I quit, Ricochet. I quit.
The last thing about that, I do think the match picked up at the end with Ricochet shanking Shanky to win the match. Pretty ingenious to use his name against him like that. Very creative.
Which makes me wish Gorilla Monsoon was still alive with Bobby the Brain Heenan. And Gorilla and Bobby the Brain, hey, look there, Gorilla. He just shanked Shanky. Can you be serious, Brain? No, he did. He did. That would have been a great ending. That's true.
It would have been amazing. And then I have a lot to say about this next segment.
Just FYI, Edwin, it's around this time too where I started falling asleep, and I found a great way to wake myself back up to try to re-energize me. Grab a piece of matcha, hit your head. It works.
Watch out! That's how Goldberg concussed himself before the Undertaker match. I'm pretty sure that we should call that into the WWE tip line if they have one. You could save Goldberg's life. Instead, this guy wants to smash something on his head. Don't punch the door. Don't headbutt the door. Just have Stephanie deliver him a fresh package of matzah before every match, and he'll be good.
Just FYI, next week if you had a problem falling asleep, matzah works great for waking you back up.
I'm gonna go pick some up. I think my fiance keeps some reserved matzah for emergencies like that.
Okay, sorry.
So next segment is an interview with Raquel Rodriguez, and she says she's gonna make an impact that people will never forget, which I assume means she's gonna go ahead and organize a Capitol Insurrection 2.0. Which she's into that stuff. Sadly. Her and boyfriend Braun Strowman, was posting that QAnon shit on Twitter. And Raquel is Mexican, and she's a Trump supporter, which
Oh,
is just insane. I'm Mexican myself, and I think I would have to have brain damage to be a Trump supporter, which I probably do. I mean, I'm watching 2 hours of SmackDown, feels like 6 hours alone by myself on a Friday night. So maybe I don't have any more cognitive capacity than she does.
but I heard JBL was thinking about getting back in the game for the right plot line. It could work. JBL came back as a bad guy manager, managing his Mexican MAGA
That's
mistress.
right. That could work. There's a story back in the day where
I'm sorry.
he was no, I think it was Eddie Guerrero talking to JBL while they were feuding, and Eddie Guerrero told JBL to get racist because it would obviously garner a lot of heat because everybody loved Eddie, and it worked. I mean, it's a story, obviously, right? People get really...
Paso, it would fill the house probably with everyone booing that JBL.
Every independent wrestling show I've been to out here, there's always a racist white guy manager.
Yeah.
You got it.
Again, as long as the bad guy is the racist, it should be okay, shouldn't it?
That's right.
And then you ultimately see the bad guy racist get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Not like me growing up in Louisiana and not really, I was young at the time, and not having a guy whose initials were KKK, Killer Carl Cox, being the good guy. I'm serious.
No,
that is not right. But as long as you have the racist be the bad guy, I see nothing wrong with it.
Fully on board. This is sometimes where I question the intelligence of the wrestling community because, and I know I'm generalizing, but we're always we're always complaining about how they don't give us any intelligent plot lines. But the second they do something mildly interesting and make an actually bad character because they're acting.
Yeah, they neuter
it. It's pitchforks out, so it's not okay, people. Anyway, the match ends with Raquel doing her good old chokey choke slam on local jobber number 10, just killing her instantly. And then we're on to I'd call it the semi-main event, wouldn't you, Paul?
Yeah. Oh, but one reason I don't think Raquel is going to make it. She kept doing the Dana Brooks pose. Hey!
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Gimmick infringement.
Hey! She's got to come up with something original.
And you know what cracked me up about that is that I did forget to give a rating on this, by the way. What cracked me up is it just me or is that pose really awkward? Because she's giving her back to the camera like this, but then she's trying to still look into the camera. So she's twisting her neck in a really weird way. She's like this.
Well, because I'm sure from what I've heard, everyone that's Vince McMahon number 1, you always face a hard camera. So she probably has Vince in her head, face a hard camera, but I can't face. Yeah, she's gonna break her neck because she's not Slappy. Slappy can do it. Hey.
Ratings.
What? Can Slappy guess your rating?
Yes,
Slappy wants to guess it.
I much prefer that than me actually having to give one for this.
I quit. I quit. Oh, I quit.
Oh, that was our.
Okay, is it over yet?
That was our Aztec ancestors speaking from within Slappy.
Okay, the show's over, right?
Please tell me it is.
Oh, no, it's not over yet. Now, we do have the semi-main event, what we've all been waiting for. The contract signing that will lead to the unification of the one match people care about for the upcoming pay-per-view of the tag team titles, where we'll get rid of the red, we'll get rid of the blue, and we'll bring one title for all. Now, forget this is a second signing back-to-back weeks. It's going to go great. Because you got Adam Cole there in his suit. And then, Jimmy
it's gotta go well.
Signed the first contract. And Adam appears, hey! You're actually not going to pay-per-view. You're going to AA. That was awesome. Uh, and then I think this is a record of the weeks we've been doing the podcast. It took about an hour for someone to say bitch.
An hour.
That was actually the most shocking part of the show for me, I thought, because last week it was like, I think Charlotte Flair had one in the first 2 minutes.
They were patient this time around. Maybe this episode wouldn't have felt so slow. They just pulled the trigger in the first minute. They should do it earlier and earlier every week.
Yeah.
I want to hear bitch during the opening. You know when John Cena's doing that WWE now forever,
or
bitch.
Or how about Adam Cole always go with, "Hey bitches, welcome to
Adam Cole, bitches."
Oh, but then, of course, does contract signing ever go according to plan? No. Uso gets upset. I'm not going to AA. They start fighting. The good guys throw the bad guys out of the ring, and then who comes? Whose music starts?
The tribal chiefster.
Your tribal chief, my tribal chief, our tribal chief. And Roman walks out showing, hey, after 2 weeks sitting on the lazy boy, I can walk after all. And causes RK Bro to stop smoking their weed and realize, uh-oh, the Usos are so right behind us, aren't they? And then they all get beat up. Riddle gets hit with a 3D, which, is there anyone not doing a 3D now? I think Biden did one at the last press conference. Didn't Biden?
I think, Obama came in out of nowhere and they just tag team, right? It was wild.
And then Roman shows he is a true rule breaker. Because what did he do with the contract?
Literally shoved it in Riddle's mouth.
Shoved in Riddle's mouth. The only match I care about in this stupid pay-per-view coming up. He ruins it. Then Drew McIntyre comes out without his sword again for some reason. Again, you think protecting it.
He's about to fight 3 guys.
Yeah.
Well, he brought it out to the cage match and just sat on top of the cage with it, did nothing. But now he's going to fight a gang and he's...
Yeah, and Drew lays out the Usos. But one of them was already drunk anyway, so it didn't matter. Then Drew and Roman had a super cool stare down. And Roman oozed Shield machismo. And what happens? We have our main event now for the main event for the next pay-per-view. Roman versus Drew, right?
That's right.
No!
No.
Now, they're getting rid of the tag team unification match, and let's make a 6-man match for the pay-per-view.
Oh, total bullshit. They're really channeling their inner Teddy Long with this one. Are they really going to have Mania Backlash get main evented by a 6-man tag?
Okay, maybe wrestling is getting too complicated, and I didn't understand what I saw last night, but... I thought that's what happened.
That is what happened with Paul Heyman asking Pierce to do that.
Okay,
but
I thought I missed something in my. I thought the matzo hit might have made my brain crazy or something.
That is what happened. And Roman holds both titles, and Roman's in a tag match. So what the hell are they going to do with the rest of the pay-per-view? Or I'm sorry, the premium live event trademark.
Oh. I know what they're going to do. Aaliyah versus Natalya.
Oh.
Natalya finally get her revenge over Aaliyah getting a 3-second win over Natalya.
That's right. I think.
And then Raquel can come out, vaccinate Aaliyah, and they can be a tag team. Raquelia.
I think they're saving Aaliyah versus Natalya for the main event of Mania 39, though. I mean, at least I wouldn't burn it this early if I was a writer. By the way, before I forget, really loving all the promotion for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I heard a lot of people out there wishing right now this show was even mildly watchable. At least that's what my wish is.
Yeah, well, it's got to get better. It's got to get better, right? But okay. maybe for I don't know how to rate this segment though, because I feel like I should do something uh positive. But since they took away the only intriguing plot line for the upcoming pay-per-view, I quit! I quit! I quit! Can we stop this now, Edwin, please?
Couple segments to go.
Please!
I promise it's almost over, Slappy. I'm sorry.
Oh, I need another hit of matzah. Ow! He'll be out for a while. Next one.
and then we move on to Naomi
The main event.
versus, that's right, the semi-main event. We got a lot of main events tonight, sadly. But we're gonna blast through this because I don't think any of us paid attention during these next three matches. Naomi versus Shayna Baszler. Solid execution in the match, actually. Naomi, gets beat to a pulp with Sasha and Natalya ringside. At one point, Shayna sets Naomi on the floor to break her arm with a stomp. Sasha tries to run in for the save, but she gets pinned down by Natalya, who's picking up in the ways of the BDSM from Shayna. And Sasha is forced to watch as Shayna breaks Naomi's arm. Just wild. This Shayna's a real jerk.
But if I was Sasha, though, I would take the opportunity and break your other arm and turn heel too. Let her escape from this horrible tag team. But yeah, that Shayna, she is a. I don't know who's the bigger bully this episode, Drew McIntyre or Shayna. They're both pretty bullyish.
They are, yeah. I mean, Shayna pinned Naomi down to break her arm, but Drew literally locked himself in a cage with a guy half his size. To me, that's about the most cowardly thing you can do. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this segment a hard I quit. Can I get an I quit, Slappy?
A hard I quit. But Edwin, I did have one point. What would happen if Shayna and Gunther had a baby? Now that's one for the hub. Slappy. Disturbing thought. But okay, and now remember when New Day was really fun?
I remember that about 20 years ago. I was like 5.
Yeah. And Kofi Kingston was a freaking world champion. The crowd was like, yes. And the crowd didn't even buy into this silly pancake gimmick. Hey, that's so funny. Yeah. But I think that was 2014, wasn't it?
Now, yeah, that was.
And now,
still in elementary school, I think.
And now Xavier Woods and Ridge Holland, the New Day versus the Northern United Kingdom group, have their. Is this like their 20th match in 20th weeks or something?
The 20th match in 2 weeks is what it feels like.
And did you catch all the piped in New Day Rocks chants?
Yeah, I'm always weirded out by that because they always find the need to cut to the crowd when they do the piped in chants, and they're all just sitting there not giving a shit.
Yep. Oh, New Day Rock! Oh, New Day Rocks! But there was a time, you'll vouch for me, there was a time the crowd actually would chant that, right?
Oh, for sure. I remember that. Feels like so long ago. Why don't they have piped in crowd video? Pipe in the sound and the crowd. Just cut to the crowd from 10 years ago, just actually chanting New Day Rocks.
Why don't they just give New Day the gimmick they were originally supposed to have? Turn them heel. And turn them into the Black Liberation, just tough ass people wanting to kick people's butts and wanting social justice for all.
That's right.
That could be a face gimmick too, depending how I don't think Vince would ever do that as a face gimmick. It could be a face gimmick, but I think that was originally their gimmick.
Yeah, that was what they were supposed to be, and then they kind of, I guess, inadvertently turned face because people love them. But it would be really cool.
I don't think it's inadvertent. because I think was it 2014, right around the time they were like starting their heel turn. I think it was when they were having the big race riot in St. Louis, and racial tensions were so high. I think that's what made them second guess what they were originally going to do with New Day.
That's right. It was wow. That's actually a little gross. It's like isn't that the same thing that happened with the Nation of Domination? Like Vince just said, yeah, you know what? These are the bad guys, even though there's all this racial inequity going on.
Were they really? Well, technically they were. I mean, okay, they were bad guys technically, but I don't think they were like truly like horror because they didn't really break the rules. Or I mean,
I guess it's
I thought that was a good gimmick for them.
Yeah.
And Ron Simmons, I mean, I think he pulled that off.
It's one
masterfully.
of those. It's one of those things like Becky said. If you're a heel, you can be a face for the people. Now that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Yeah, but
they totally switched New Day.
They did. They did. They definitely did.
But anyway, thank goodness though Xavier did not get paralyzed by Rich Holland. So
he tried.
I was thankful for that. Oh, and also, did they mention Big E and how this guy paralyzed their teammate? Wouldn't that be natural heat?
That would be X-Pac heat. They should have
Xavier.
They should have Ridge's gimmick be that like he tries to lock in for the belly to belly suplex, and it's like the other guy just tries to scurry away at all costs because he knows Ridge is going to try to paralyze him.
Yeah, but unfortunately, once Xavier beat Ridge and didn't get paralyzed, well, are we done with this feud? No!
God, no.
Sheamus decides, hey, my guy can't win, so he challenges Kofi. We have a second match with the other two, which was just as boring as the first.
Yes, it was.
And everyone, the only thing anyone ever cares about anyway, who is the hottest person going in SmackDown right now?
Butch.
The one guy who isn't there. Butch!
Yes.
They could have turned this 20-minute segment into a 2-minute segment. Where is Butch? Where is Butch? And have some fun with that. So, Slappy. Though, I love Kofi. I love Xavier. I kind of like the Newsies still. I still think they got something with the Newsies.
I think they do.
Since there was no Butch, I quit. I quit. I quit. But Edwin, I know where Butch is.
Where? Where is he?
Birmingham, Alabama. He's going to show up tonight and run on the field during the USFL game and score a touchdown. There's Butch scoring a touchdown. Woo! You heard it here first.
I believe.
Now are we done?
Oh God, I wish, Slappy.
Are we done?
I want to go to bed just as much as you do, buddy.
Oh.
We're almost there, guys. Bear with us. And then we move on to, I think, the semi-main event of the evening.
Yes.
We get another emotional Lacey Evans promo where she recreates the Daddy Wasn't There song from Austin Powers Goldmember. You guys remember that? Daddy wasn't there. Take me to the fair. Change my underwear. This was Daddy Issues, the movie right here we just witnessed, and
which again is why she chose the Nature Boy to be her baby daddy. Woo!
It's like the cycle of bad fatherhood. Just it's a vicious circle.
That's my middle name, Vicious Circle Flair. Woo!
Does that doll have a detachable rope, or did they finally like lock it in so you can't actually flash people, right?
Nope, it's locked in so I can go on an airplane now.
Whenever he goes through TSA, they check, make sure the rope can't come off. It's attached to his skin.
Nah, they can't take it off no matter how hard they try. Woo!
So Lacey, very great promo. Talks about her Marine Corps graduation, graduating top of her class, and her dad just not being there. Guy's a real jerk. And
Her dad was. Oh, sorry.
And his what? His dad what?
No, finish.
And her dad told her, he was gonna just go play a quick run of Pokemon Go, and he just never came back. Yeah, what?
Remember that picture of her dad as either last week or the week before? Her dad was one of the Moondogs.
That's right.
Yeah. So her dad was very busy wrestling.
Yeah. Wow. That is ungrateful for her to just slander her own father like that when he was just putting food on the table, hitting the road for WWF.
Yeah.
Hitting the cocaine, and that shit's not cheap. There's a reason they don't have it during the arm wrestling matches anymore. It's expensive as hell now.
Compared to fireworks, yep.
And honestly, completely baffling. They had a Lacey debut as a heel a couple years back because she's kind of a natural baby face. I actually think this is the most natural performance on the roster right now because it's just who she is. I'm sure it's hammed up a bit, but nothing else they're doing right now comes close to that. I mean, when was the last time you watched a wrestling promo that wasn't cooked to shit? Do you have something that you think comes close to that? What was that? Butch.
Anything Butch has done.
Except for Butch, but
Don't go dissing Butch. Butch is the hottest thing going in wrestling today.
He's several tiers above everybody else, so I wouldn't even dare mention it. He's so far above. But
I do wonder if the WWF, and I said F, Panda, you don't like it? Come get me. If the WWF isn't making a good, I think they're doing the right thing by doing these promos without any crowd interaction. Because I wonder, though, if she's going to be viewed as a face when she actually does this in person. Or if she'll get the Kurt Angle, where he's supposed to be Mr. Goody Two-Shoes Olympian, and the crowd is just going to crap on it.
Yeah. That's a good thought because, like they've been doing these promos with her for 3 weeks, so it really has kind of baked in her character. But you're right. What if they had done like the first one in front of people and they just shit all over it?
What? Yes, I was beaten by my dad when I was young. What?
Fuck, dude.
Yes.
God damn it.
Every night, and I had to cry myself to sleep. What?
Oh, God.
And I had to take care of my 5 children, and I put my mother to bed every night. What? And then she would just go nuclear on the crowd. You guys are disrespectful a-holes, and she'd be a natural, perfect heel.
Fuck, dude, you are so right. That is gross. That is exactly what would happen. And then because fans complain that they don't have any, good faces. It's because you guys shit all over them.
Exactly. I mean, I had one thought and it just disappeared.
Well, with that, I'm going
to go ahead Lacey Evans' father.
Oh, God.
But anyway, I think I know how you're going to write this.
Whatever thought you had couldn't have been better than that.
That's good shit, pal. That's good shit, pal.
That is good shit,
and WWF Universe, please support her. She's a good lady. Even though this was a thought he had. Even though this is a WWF and not the Lifetime frickin' network. Give her a break, pal. Woo! And keep her on the road, because Daddy's having fun at home. Woo! Where's the baby? Woo!
Oh, God.
And not to sound too arrogant, but I think we've done a better job getting Lacey Evans over than she has. If they would just get Ric Flair at home, too, and have the entire story being told, the crowd would eat it up.
And sadly, her daughter's going to have the same story, except instead of Moondog disappearing, it's going to be Ric Flair.
Oh,
And
oh,
all right, Paul.
but
Tell us about
you know what time it is?
what
Slappy,
time it
what
is.
time is it? Okay, I'm playing the role of Mark Henry from AEW Rampage. It's time for the main event
Oh
for
yeah.
tonight's Smackdown. And then finally, I can go to sleep. Oh. And you know you've been looking forward to it. The main event is not just one match, it's two matches. Two I Quit, Beat the Clock matches. That's kind of confusing. To which not even the announcer knew what the winner was. And so Rhonda makes her Smiley Rhonda entrance. Let's give her Smiley Rhonda. And she's shit talking as always. Yep. And then she's like, then Charlotte comes out. Oh yeah, what about the Rhonda shit talking? How it's always so sexually charged for some reason.
It's like, yeah, Charlotte, you think you're the me of WWE? Yeah, you
Rhonda,
like
it's
that?
a WWF. F it. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, you like that, Charlotte? You like that?
I'm gonna put you in an arm bar, baby, and not gonna let you go.
Oh, correction,
it's scream for me, Charlotte.
I'm gonna put you in an armbar, bitch, because that's what it is now.
Oh wait! They never said they never said the B word in this. There was only one B word.
They probably have a quota. Episode. They probably have a quota per like month, and I think maybe they just blew it in the first 2 episodes.
Anyway, so Randy Orton was the only person that uttered the B word today in this episode. That's amazing.
But he deserves
it.
Oh, wait. Every 20 years, I think you get one. Just willy-nilly. You can use it whenever you want. So he cashed that in last night.
Okay, so this is... I'm sorry. This is the co-main event. We got Ronda in the ring, and we have her opponent, who we know is going to possibly beat her, because in the main event, in the WWF, and I said F, Panda, anything can happen. Her opponent is Shotzi. And then Shotzi made quick work of Ronda, sending her back to Little League. And one more main event for the upcoming pay-per-view has been canceled. Let's get over Shotzi! Right?
Saving us all time.
That's what happened, right? Shotzi won?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Wait.
I was taking a Shotzi by then. Or a couple Shotzis.
That's right. You passed out during the contract signing and just dreamt the rest of the show, remember? Sadly.
Yeah, that's right. I passed out like Lacey Evans' dad. And Ronda won in 1 minute, 41 seconds.
Right.
It's sending every Shotzi fan home unhappy.
And I guess we should give, and I guess 2 ratings, since it's technically 2 main events.
No, just one. Okay. Well, since this really made every Shotzi fan upset, I quit. I need a shot. Boom.
Why don't they have have they ever had an I Quit match where the wrestler who was submitting just like, just flub the word on purpose? Like, instead of saying I quit, say like I kelp or something. And then like, they roll the footage back the next Monday. That's how they get a rematch. You never actually quit. I didn't say I quit. I said I kelp.
I don't think they've ever done the wording, but they have had like when Terry Funk battled Ric Flair for one of the Clash of Champions in an I Quit match. He never said I quit, but Gary Hart threw in the towel. And so Terry Funk blamed Gary Hart for it. That's how he became a good guy. Then started fighting Gary Hart because if we're like, I'm a tough guy, I would never say I quit or I kelp or anything. And that's how Bob Backlund lost the WWF championship to the Iron Sheik. Was his manager Arnie Skolin threw in the towel. He never said I quit.
Huh. That's an interesting way to get
But
keep the
or Stone Cold Steve Austin in the Heart main event at WrestleMania. He never said I quit, but he passed out.
Yeah. most badass moment in
Yeah.
submission history. They just recreated that, by the way. I think on Dynamite. I forget what match it was because I haven't keeping up with it as much. But yeah, somebody was just straight up bleeding and passed out in the sharpshooter. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the mountaintop. We are here.
Hallelujah.
After 2 hours, which felt like 6, we have reached the actual main event of SmackDown. And boy, is it the greatest moment in the history of our sport.
I think before we finish this off, I need one more matcha shot. Sorry. Ow! Oh, okay.
Keep yourself awake. Don't tap.
I'm ready.
We're almost there.
Okay.
Aaliyah versus Charlotte and an I Quit Beat the Clock challenge. Aaliyah, went from being relegated to just talking to Ricochet's awkward ass backstage to main eventing the crown jewel of sports entertainment, Friday Night SmackDown, where every reaction is genuine, every main event is the biggest main event, and the crowd noise is not made up.
I just had a scary thought, Edwin.
What was that?
Can you imagine how many wrestlers are going to be talking to Ricochet backstage next week because they want the main event?
We will do anything to get this guy over. He's gonna start doing Lacey Evans style promos next week.
I'm Lacey Evans' brother. That she never knew.
There's this match cracked me up. There was a spot in the match where Aaliyah's going for a cross body off the top rope. And first of all, she almost eats shit, like almost slips, but gets her balance back. But Ronda moves out of the way so she doesn't get jumped on. And then about an hour later, Aaliyah actually jumps off and obviously completely misses Charlotte and just eats shit. Very Looney Tunes vibes going on in this match. But the two put on a solid show. Aaliyah beats Charlotte in the main event of SmackDown, baby. Charlotte
wait. Michael Cole, are you sure she beat her? But wait, did she beat her? But she did I quit.
Wait, who
did
the fuck won?
Or she didn't. Like even Corey Graves was confused.
he really was. Wait, so Aaliyah won? No, Ronda won. Oh, so Aaliyah and Shotzi technically could never have won? Oh yeah, that was the whole point. They're just jobbers.
And then Roman Reigns comes to the ring, has a contract for Ronda Rousey Flair match, and tears it up, puts it in Aaliyah's face, and saying, "This is now a tag team match." Shotzi and Flair versus Aaliyah and Ronda at the pay-per-view.
That needs to be Roman's new gimmick. He just comes out randomly during segments and shoves paper down people's throats.
And takes away the matches people want to see and creates matches that people can care less about.
Oh God! So yeah, this ends with Charlotte locks in the figure 8 on Aaliyah, and Aaliyah does tap because she's a jobber, but the clock still runs out. Aaliyah taps like 2 seconds after the clock is out. So I guess Ronda arousing wins. And Charlotte, now a sore loser, beats the shit out of Drew Gulak again. Very inspired by the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Hits him with a ring bell.
Did you get flashbacks to Savage and Steamboat when you saw that you saw the ring bell come into the ring?
It'd been a while since we'd seen that. Yeah.
Oh, I had such horrible flashbacks to my youth when I saw the horror of Randy Savage coming down on Steamboat's throat and still couldn't breathe. And had to be taken to the ER immediately. Oh God. Sorry, traumatic.
So I take it Drew Gulak's new gimmick is he just gets his ass kicked by a different woman every week. Like I heard Hillary Clinton's gonna make a special appearance next week and kick his ass too. And the best thing about this is if you beat up a WWE official like Charlotte did, straight up assaulted him with a metal blunt object, you get played out to end the show. You get your theme music, you get to celebrate in the ring.
Well, unless you're Ricochet. It's probably Ricochet. But I think you have a good idea for how to get Aaliyah over.
Yeah,
You said her wrestling Looney Tune. Play every Aaliyah match to Looney Tune music. That could be entertaining.
Give her that Wile E. Coyote sound effect when she jumps off the rope and there's nobody there.
And then every week, you give her a different Looney Tunes character that she has to play the character of backstage to try to give her some interesting material to work with. You might be onto something there, sir.
I think I am. We should write for them or something. I heard it's a great environment to work in. I'm sure they would love our ideas. Especially
yes.
The matzah. I could see that becoming a recurring thing. It's gonna be the thing where, like, a wrestler does it once, but then after that, that's all they do.
Like I did today. Exactly.
You're gonna be the new Bobby Roode. It's like he debuted on the main roster, just going glorious, and then after that, that's who he was. He was a word.
Well, another guy who was a good heel in NXT, and they keep his heelish character as a babyface in SmackDown, and it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work?
Shocker.
Because people want to boo her. But, Slappy wants to guess the last one.
Yeah, let's hear it, Slappy. You can read my mind.
I quit! I quit! But I kind of want to see Drew Gulak next week and what his job is. Maybe VKM's boy toy? Maybe cleaning Vince McMahon's pool in Connecticut?
Interviewing Ricochet?
Please, Edwin. That's not even funny.
Oh, God.
But time for one last Raquel pose.
God. Is that what happens to people when they don't get vaccinated? What's wrong with your neck?
Oh, I had termites back in 97. And this jerk wouldn't give me good health care. So this is what happens. Comes inconvenient, though, when scouting out the babes. You should try it.
I'm going to try it.
Next time we go to Juarez.
Yes. We're going to
I'll be your wingman.
Watch Lucha Libre. And with that, we have somehow made it to the end of SmackDown.
Didn't think we could do it.
Quite the effort.
Good job.
I had to write a 100-page thesis my senior year of college to graduate, and this was about 10 times harder than that. But we made it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Jobbing Jabronis podcast. Very grateful for our dozens and dozens of passive listeners, mostly my mom, Paul's parents, everybody who's given us a shot. We love you. We love
my dad in Scottsdale, my mom in heaven. Yet she's been able to get it in heaven. So apparently God doesn't like some of the language, but she thinks it's pretty darn funny. So,
but stay in tune with us. New episodes coming your way every day after the shows. Tuesdays after Raw, Saturdays after SmackDown, and I promise you, we will get more and more efficient. We have a time goal with this.
Unless Edwin, the people don't want efficiency. Maybe our secret sauce is our inefficiency.
That is true. People are too organized on YouTube. They like the bullshit that we provide.
And next week, I will have a 100-page thesis on the character of Aaliyah ready to read to you. So that is my homework for this week.
And yeah, he will give us that report next week. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you. This has been the Jobbing Jabronis podcast. See you next week.
That's all, folks.
Goodbye.
Ciao.